Tread lightly. Ah, at last, this is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last, finally. What is it now? Faithless coward. Must be. Speak, fool. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. No one orders me around. Finally. What is it now? This is more like it. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Tread lightly. Finally. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. Your pain shall be legendary. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. For the Lich King. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. What is it now? This is more like it. This is more like it. Ah, at last. What is it now? Our forces are under attack. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. I'll make sure you suffer. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Finally. Finally. You will know endless time. My sight is yours. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. I shall be your eyes. I go unseen. Let's see. I'll look into it. All shall be revealed.
All shall be revealed. I go unseen. I'll look into it. Let's see.
Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Now, Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. What is it now? What is it now? Ah, at last. Speak, fool. Finally. No one orders me around. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? Finally. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. No one orders me around. Now, Frostmourne. What is it now? At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. I'll make sure you suffer. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Faithless coward. No one orders me around. You will know endless torment. Finally. For the Lich King. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary.
What needs revealing? Let's see. All shall be revealed. I go unseen. I'll look into it. I go unseen. Let's see. All shall be revealed. I'll look into it. I go unseen. All shall be revealed. Let's see.
Speak, fool. This is more like it. This is more like it. For the Lich King. What is it now? Tread lightly. Your pain shall be legendary. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Finally. Now, Frostmourne. Faithless coward. What is it now? Ah, at last. I'll make sure you suffer. You will know endless torment. I'll make sure you suffer.
My sight is yours. I'll look into it.
No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. For the Lich King. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. This is more like it. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Finally.
You will know endless torment.
Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne. Finally. Tread lightly.
What needs revealing?
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally.
I shall be your
What is it?
Our forces are under attack.
Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. No one orders me around. What is it now? This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last. Finally. No one orders me. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. What is it now? No one orders me around. Tread lightly. What is it now? Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. This is more like it. Ah, at last. No one orders me around. What is it now? Your pain shall be legendary. I'll make sure you suffer. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. What is it now? No one orders me around. This is more like it. What is it now? Finally. Speak, fool. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Ah, at last. Finally.
My sight is yours. Let's see. I go unseen.
Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary. You will know endless torment. Speak, fool. This is more like it. No one orders me around. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. What is it now? Speak, fool. No one orders me around. Now, Frostmourne. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. What is it now? Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. This is more like it. For the Lich King must tread lightly. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Fate is coward. Speak, fool. You will know everything. What is it? Tread lightly. Ah, at last. Fate is coward. Finally. Ah, at last. Your pain shall be legendary. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Our forces are under
last. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. What is it now? No one orders me around. Speak, fool. This is more like it. Finally. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. I'll make sure you suffer. Now, Frostmourne. Frostmourne hungers. For the Lich King, I'll make sure you suffer. Frostmourne hungers. Now, Frostmourne. Ah, at last. Finally. Tread lightly. You will end this moment. Speak, fool. Faithless coward. Your pain shall be legendary. No one wants me around. This is more like it. For the Lich King, I'll make sure you suffer. Finally. Faithless coward. What is it? At last. Frostmourne hungers. For the Lich King. Tread lightly. Your pain shall be legendary. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne. No one orders me around. You will know endless torment. Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. What is it now? Finally. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Now, Frostmourne. You will end this.
Inventory
This is more like it.
Inventory is full.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. What is it now? At last. Finally. I'll make sure you suffer. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? At last. Speak, fool. No one orders me around. This is more like it. Finally. For the Lich King. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary. Speak, fool. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. Tread lightly. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. At last. What is it? This is more like it. No one orders me around. What is it now? Speak, fool. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. What is it now? Speak, fool. No one orders me around.